You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No, you can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. How are you? Happy Thursday. It's summertime, so Thursday means Friday, right? Is that what that means? I know, I can tell. You guys are not around on Thursdays. We need to talk about that. We need to communicate a little better. In fact, that's what today's show is about. Are you communicating effectively to get what you want in this world, or are you banging your head against the wall sometimes and feel like nobody gets me? They don't get me. How do I get them to get me? Well, there's a simple way of thinking. It's a little mindset shift, a click, get it, change your life. I'm giving it out today for free. You can have it, okay? That's coming real soon. We'll tell you how that shift is, so pay attention. It's going to be very subtle, but it'll be cool. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day. It's real simple. Figure out what you want, figure out how to do it, and figure out a way to keep yourself going every single day until you get it. It's okay. We make it easy around here. That's what we do. Have you ever met those type of people who they don't say a whole lot about what they're doing, and yet it's obvious they know, and every single day they get up in the morning and they just do little bitty things consistently, ritualistically, day in and day out. And suddenly you look at them, you think, wait a second, how'd they get that? I get up early. I stay up late. I work weekends. I don't take vacations. I just burn the midnight oil. And they just like walking through the day and look what they're getting. They drive me crazy. I know. Well, they used to until I became one of them. Actually, I married one. My wife, Joy, very much like that, healthy and fit and just does everything, just does it, just gets up and does it and no complaints. And she has success for that. That's the secret to getting what you want. And to do that, we have to work at it every single day. And that's what we do here. I'm so grateful you're here today. My name is Scott Smith. I'm the founder and the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. Better communication skills. Ooh-wee, 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 ooh-wee. That is it's a hot topic. If I put that out there, somebody will say immediately, oh, pay attention. Teach me how to communicate better. Now, I've been in communication my entire life. I am not going to say for a minute that I do it as well as a lot of people do, because I get a little spontaneous and rambunctious sometimes. And frankly, sometimes I don't care. But if I do care, if I want to get a message out in a certain way, if I have some persuasion that has to take place, and by the way, I think virtually all forms of communication are a form of persuasion. If I care and I want to get something done, and I know I have to get people to buy into what I'm doing so I can get what I want, I get very good at communications. So there's one mindset we're going to shift you in today. And if you get this, it's going to change everything, because unless you live in a cave someplace, effective communication is exactly what you need to master if you want to get what you want in life. It seems simple. So it's kind of, I'm fine with communication. I do great. I get along with everybody, but yeah, I know. But when you can really master the words coming out of your mouth and how they come out, man, your life changes. So have you ever been in a conversation and you felt like you were not being heard? It was important to you. Maybe you convened a meeting. Maybe you're just talking to a friend. It's important to you, and you're communicating and you're saying it. What's the word these days? You're speaking your truth. You're putting it out there. You're feeling pretty good about this. And yet you're not getting that level of activity, of interest, of engagement that you're looking for. You're not being heard. What's going on? It's frustrating. I tell you, it is. Well, the first thing that's going on is most everybody is thinking about their own stuff anyway. So for you to break through all the noise in somebody else's head, you better be interesting, and you better not be talking about yourself. Oh. Now, by the way, on this show, I use myself as an example a good amount. I'm my own best case study. I use my clients as I talk about them and I and all this kind of stuff. It's balance. I pay attention to it, but I know this. I have to do it in a way that you understand. I'm making myself an example for that, and you need to get that right, because a lot of people say, but Scott, you talk about yourself. Yeah, as an example, a metaphor, if you will. So how do we get it? How do we get somebody who we really want to persuade to our point of view, if only to, make a friendship? Well, one way to do that is to step around the other side of the table and see where they're seeing things from. So here's the real hard part that people get, and I'll explain to you in a second why this is hard. Everybody has a different way of hearing and processing a conversation based on their worldview, meaning based on their experience of the world, their education, the people they've hung out with, the success, failures, the whole thing. Depending on what experiences they've had in their life, they're going to see and process the world differently. There's no better way to see this than to watch cable news and see how these people are processing the world differently. Not the ones that are talking heads that are paid to say something, a talking point, but the people who actually are just in the moment, right? You can see the ideology there on all sides everywhere. That's their worldview. So what you need to do is consider matching or altering your style for how they communicate, and you will arrive on the same page. Now, some people, when I say this, I'll go back to this in a sec here. Some people will say, and I've heard this dozens of times at least, I'll tell a client, okay, we need to change our verbiage. We need to change our emotion. We need to change our tonalities. We need to change our volume. We need to look at the other person's worldview and find out what they have reference to and what picture can we paint. We need to do that first and then speak in those words. And here's what people say to me. Why should I have to say it? I should say what I want to say. I'm clearly enunciating and saying clearly what they need to understand. If they're not getting it, it's their fault. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Well, the truth is, if they're not getting it, it's not their fault. It's your fault. And as soon as you can figure that out, as soon as you can figure out that all you have to do is not change the content of your message, not lie, don't do anything crazy, but change it to the point that they begin to get what you're talking about. It's very comfortable when that happens. You'll notice they'll lean into you. You'll start to get real interest. Questions will begin to come your way, and you are not giving up control. In fact, if control is what you want, and I think we do want that in terms of getting, you want to make the money and be prosperous and live and do the things you want to do, right? You need some control over that to make that happen. You never want to give that up, if only just to make sure you keep breathing every day. You're in control of that. You don't want to negotiate that part away, okay? If you want to keep control, then you have to understand how to lead and step into how people are hearing you and then convert that into another way. So they get what you're saying. When others understand what you are saying in the way they hear it, something happens. They go from overtly, taking your message. Basically, you're lecturing to them at that point. If they don't understand the words you're saying and how you're saying it, they're lecturing. So when you get around the other side of the table, look at how they live their life, what their worldview is. You go from just somebody who's lecturing words at them to somebody who's actually beginning to communicate with them. And when you do that, they begin to listen to you. And instead of overtly taking this lecture, they're actually covertly putting their own conclusion together. Meaning we're slipping in kind of the back way, and they're putting two and two together. It's always better when somebody figures out what you're talking about on their own instead of you telling them. This is no different than traveling to a foreign country and speaking their language. I know I'm American. We don't always do that, do we? I'm American. Speak my language. Speak English. But you know what? You're always better off if you speak the language of the people you're hanging out with. It's respectful and gets things done a little bit better, doesn't it? Makes you a cooler person. Hey, this person's really meeting me halfway. So let me just reiterate about this, because it is a mindset shift. And you're going to have to think about it. Next time you get in a conversation today or tomorrow, whenever it comes up, think about the person you're going to have that conversation with and what the outcome is going to be, what you want from that. And think about, how do they need to hear? How do I need to approach for them to understand that they want to get behind me and help me? Not what do I need to say to get them to go my way? That's not the case. What do they need to hear and how do they need to hear it so that you can get what you want? It takes a little bit of thought. But if you want something that's really exciting, a lot of you guys already know this. Once you begin to do it, you'll do it all the time because it feels good, because you're actually respecting other people and you're actually serving those people when you do that. You're engaging them. You're building rapport. It feels really good. And if you start thinking that way instead of just battling for your opinion to be heard, then you'll find life is a whole lot more fun, a whole lot less dramatic. I hope you don't mind if it's less dramatic. I know I don't mind if it's less dramatic. Give it a try. All right, tomorrow, are your friends jealous of your success? Or, maybe more importantly, are you jealous of their success? Are you feeling stuff down inside your soul about that? And how do you deal with success when it happens? That's tomorrow's show. It's Friday. Get ready. I'll see you then. Bye.